And your big body boy.
And we have Lola's in the building. You just have to love her name. If you're just now tuning in, well, we're talking about man caves versus closets. We just went around and asked everybody how they feel and how they would define it. But I asked this question on Facebook, so we're going to give our little Facebook guest some shout outs. So Laura basically said that she loves the idea of her husband having a man cave. It allows him to relax and recharge his energy. In return, he can give me what I need. We're not even gonna get into that one more. Plus,
Moving on.
plus, let's be honest, we all need to take a step back from reality sometimes and escape. Any hardworking man deserves it, which is true. Yeah, I guess whatever. But then you get into the issue of space. Y'all might not watch Keeping Up Kardashian, but I'm a fan. I watch it. So Bruce and Chris were having these tits for tats, and she made the accident of telling him that maybe they need some space. So Bruce took that and went and got his home. It was like condo, his own place. In other words,
It's a nice house.
it is. It's a really nice house. And she enjoyed it that he was gone, his helicopters was gone, all the mess was gone. But just like every woman, after about 12 hours, it's not fun no more. I want you to come home. So she went over there, and then she decided she was gonna, bother him about his man cave. You can't go in a man cave and then yell. That defeats the purpose of a man cave or his man house, however you want to title it.
True.
So it caused even more issues, and then of course, if you watch the show, you know how Bruce is. Bruce was just like, "So you miss me?" And she was like, "Just come home, just come home." And now it's their kind of a getaway spot. It didn't last very long, but I think every man should have a man cave. But what do you do when you feel like they're in there too much, or if the woman is in her closet too much, or in her space? When is too much space a bad thing?
I think what I guess I'm hearing in that is that you feel like that person would rather be somewhere else than with you. And if that's the case, you kind of need to address what you're doing to cause that person to not want to be around you, first and foremost. But I would say that there's too much space if either one of you are uncomfortable with how much time you're spending away from one another. Now, if you're a needy female or male, and you're not with another needy person, then you may be disappointed every now and then. But if you guys have a firm understanding of who the other person is, and you feel like that person is just away a little bit too much, then you need to have that conversation. If you're away from one another more than 5 nights out of the week, I would say that's a bit much. It's only 7 days.
Okay.
I think anytime that the man or woman cave becomes preferable to spending time with your significant other, when you'd much rather be away, then you might want to look at the relationship itself.
What do you got?
I mean, basically the same thing. Kind of like Dima was saying, if she's got to hit you up like, oh, you've been away too long, then you might need to reconsider some things, or maybe she's just that needy.
I'm just saying, if I get everything that I said that I want inside my woman cave, you might gonna have to come pry me out of there. I probably would not leave but to go to work, and that's about it. You gonna find me there.
I mean, speaking of work, how much time are we really looking at here? I mean, you work, you guys have a schedule, so you're spending every minute outside of work and sleep in your man cave or your safe haven. So, kind of like what everyone's saying, you may want to reevaluate your relationship. May need to take a trip to Denny's or something.
Nice. That's where we go. You got anything to add, Lola?
No, I think y'all kind of hit on everything.
Frank said that he basically agreed. He sees men wanting to be free. What?
Of
Wanting
women
to be
when
free of women, for
sports
instance,
games.
when certain games are going. I understand if I'm not a fan of basketball and football,
go to your
you're not about to take up the TV. I'm gonna need you to go somewhere. But I am, so it doesn't bother me. You turn on TV, you invite everybody over, I'll make the deal. But every woman's not like that.
even still, like, I think you have to make concessions, because, like, I could be a super fan and want to watch every game, and they come on 2 and 3 times a week,
And I mean,
and then now somebody's feeling neglected.
I understand what he's saying though, because even though I'm female, I'm a huge UGA football fan.
oh, get out this. What?
And
doubt.
anyway,
Out of this
when I'm watching
studio.
my game, don't talk to me.
Ooh, I'm
Like,
talk to you.
I'm
don't.
gonna find a way for this window to open so you can exit stage.
Church, so we'll not talk about it.
Sorry, as a fan before we enter that, yes.
I had to give mine up a little bit. I was a fan
She's
before.
gonna be in this
That's
franchise.
true. Tell Southern.
I said, no,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
am
yeah.
more actively.
All the way to the
No,
end.
they're
It's
playing
okay.
the Gators.
It's okay.
Nice blue shirt you have on.
It's purple.
I'm colorblind, so at least it's not red.
We won't discuss.
Yeah, I just, I want to just add that I think in the relationship, man cave, woman cave, it's important that you guys communicate because, my girl, everybody understands that the finals just ended and it was like a game on every other night. And she just knew if we didn't talk, before 9 o'clock, it was over till 11. And I respect her for that, you know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately, a lot of girls is like, I want to talk before you go to bed. But, when the heat's putting down work,
It'll be a good night
you
early.
gotta support them.
Yeah.
But also to add, you're saying like spending every waking second in your man cave or whatever. But sometimes, after work, you need 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour to, relax, take the day in so you don't like come home, kick the dog, beat your wife because you had a
Oh,
hard day.
oh, wow.
You might have some personality issues.
You
Yeah.
made me stay in the man. You made me sleep in the man cave.
May need to stay at work.
Yeah.
If it is.
So, Raven, when I asked this question on Facebook, she basically said it's too much space when there is no communication in a relationship. We have another person that says when the concern and care for anything disappears. Michelle wants to be funny and said about 5 feet. And of course, Demo said when I don't come back. Yeah, I believe there's definitely too much space in a relationship if you leave and don't come back. But they say that every relationship needs space. But also, like you said earlier, it depends on the type of person that you're dating. They have like different types of this. Is like type 1 is when one person in the relationship takes up most of the emotional space, and so that means that every emotion in both of y'all bodies is taken up by that one person. So that's kind of the that needy person. They need you to be super involved in their lives about everything. So that person probably would not want you to have a man cave. You can't stand that person. Oh, you can't stand that person.
Like, I'm not even allowed to feel. Like, you yelling at me and I can't get mad. Oh, no, you can't be mad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What now?
Then they have another one where it's like both partners alternate in how much space, emotional space they occupy, but it's still one person taking up majority of the space, but everybody get their own turn, in other words. So again, it's just one day the man mad and the next day the woman's mad. That's all that is. So, neither one of y'all can have cave. Like y'all both just want to sit in front of each other and love each other. Then you have type 3 where neither person in a relationship takes up much or any emotional space. They basically reach a certain level that they're both comfortable with and they stay there. They are the ones that's been living with each other for a long, long time and probably will continue living with each other until the day they die. And then they have the 4th one is like both people in a relationship take up enough emotional space to feel connected and loved. And that's one of the ones that, that's considered the healthy relationship.
Yeah.
Is when y'all both equally take up the emotional space. And those are the ones that will he would probably have a man cave and she probably would have the whole house designed the way she likes it. How do y'all feel about those types and are you a certain type?
I think type 3 is automatically those relationships that actually end up in just being roommates. The love is gone, the flame is out, and we're just roommates because it turns to a business
Yeah.
transaction. Like, do you have your portion of the rent? See you next month.
not against that.
Oh, no.
In certain situations, but, yeah.
I think they forgot a type. I feel like there's a type where one does not allow the other one to take up, like they just don't deal with emotions at all.
That might be someone else.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
they're type two,
Well,
maybe.
I,
Well, yeah, I get what you're saying. If
yeah,
a person does not deal with emotion, not necessarily that one person kind of says, no, I'm not gonna allow you to be angry right now because I'm angry.
yeah,
It's
like
helpful.
that was a recent thing for me, like the last guy I was talking to, like anytime I showed any emotion, he like freaked out and would like automatically change the subject and be like, oh, I like your sunglasses today. Dude, no, we're talking about something. Like I'm upset because something you said upset me, but I'm not allowed to be that behind that chair.
Well, to go off that, I would say, cause I've noticed a lot of times it's like, if you're talking to a girl in a relationship, or whatever, she can always vent to you, tell you how she feels. But the second you decide, well, I had a cruddy day at work, manager hollered at me, didn't pay me for my overtime, blah blah blah. I don't want to hear this word.
Word.
What
Crappy
you're saying
relationship.
does not mean anything to me right now. I don't care.
I'm sorry.
We're talking about me right now.
That's sad. That's sad. So we're gonna take a quick break, and when we get back, I'm gonna give y'all some tips on how to give each other space, and then everybody go ahead and start thinking of what your man or woman cave would look like in detail. And when we get back, I want to hear it. All right, this is the Love Below. We'll be right back.
Closing the door.